Hi guys, and welcome back to Becoming Beautiful TV. It's me, your host Nikki, and I'm so excited that you guys here today for yet another video. So obviously from the title, we're going to be learning how as a feminine woman we can get a man to yield to us. So sit back, relax, grab your tea, coffee, popcorn, whatever, and come on and let's chat. So yes, from the title, that is what we're talking about. We're talking about how do we get a man to yield to us from just being a feminine woman, right? Now, some people I was like, get him to yield. What, girl? Yeah, what we doing? About to get him to drop all our money? Yeah, that too. But that is just not the whole goal at all. If we are thinking about just getting a man just to drop money or whatever, honestly, this is not the page, because I mean, your feminine energy can do that, but I'm more focused on becoming a better person over here. So yes, you can get a man to yield to you, right? Now, a masculine man, when you have a masculine man, right, and masculine men don't really yield to nobody, but what they can yield to is a good feminine woman, right? So they can yield to a woman who is feminine, a woman who is secure in herself, a woman who knows how to talk to a man. And I know for me, I was not feminine. Y'all knew from my last video, like I told y'all, I was very masculine. I did not know how to communicate. I was very rash. I was very tough when I spoke. Like the things that I said, how did I say it? It was, it was truthful things, but the way that I went about it was just kind of crazy. So, like, even in my marriage, that's one big thing that I can talk about. In my marriage, like if I had an issue or something like that, a lot of times I was kind of like, when am I going to say it, when I'm going to say it? And then if I did say it, I just was kind of like, right? Yeah, that wasn't good. Because even when we had like disagreements and different things like that, it will become very heated and just and then like just crazy, right? And then like I just really dealt with like a lot of anger, and I would get really angry, and then it would just be like literally not good. Praise y'all that hasn't happened in a long time. I mean, that was the last time that happened was like back in COVID days, like beginning of COVID. So I'm thankful that we have been growing, and I have been growing, right, as a person. So like this is like a real good topic, because as a woman we have to learn how to be soft. Now, being soft doesn't mean that someone is gonna, you just allow people just to run all over you. You're just gonna be a doormat. Just run over me. I don't care what happens. Because I'm soft and I'm gonna be quiet. No, being soft is not that. Being soft is not being passive. And honestly, as a feminine woman, you do not want to be a passive woman. You do not want to just allow things to happen just to say that, hey, I'm a feminine woman. I'm soft. I'm quiet. And I just sit here like this. No. We have to learn how to speak and communicate. But the way that we communicate is the key thing. Like, flat out, it is the key thing. So what I had to learn as a woman, I had to learn to shut up. All right, that's it for today. Bye, guys. Learn to shut up. Seriously, because as women, we got to get the last thing. Because women, we're just catty. We're just like, no. You know how it is when those girls, and back in the day, you're in high school, and it's just like, no. I'm going. It's just like you just want to get the last word in. Somebody say, huh, and you go, it just, they roll their eyes, you roll your neck, right? Okay, come on, y'all. Don't act like it. Don't act like it. And we have to have the last word. Now, we don't have to have the last word. We have to learn just to shut up. Just shut up and listen. Now, I'm not saying that automatically makes the man right. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying what you need to express is not valued or vital to the conversation. But what I am saying, if we keep going off, he gonna keep going off, because it's gonna get him riled up, because now you're not feminine, you're masculine. So you're like bracing up, he bracing up, it's just a brace fest, man. We just bucking, we're knocking and bucking and ready to fight like that, like for real, right? Okay, and we don't need to be like that. We just sit back and we just listen. I'm gonna get it all out, hold it back, because I know as a woman it's hard. Sometimes I find myself, wait, I'm sorry I cut you off, I'm sorry, keep going. Like, as a woman it is hard, I'm going to be the first one to admit. But what I have learned, and stick with me, is when we allow them just to speak, get all that off, and in our head we're calculating. Don't worry about the things you just forgot or whatever. Sometimes you can write things down, but don't be so focused on just hitting every point. When we are just sitting back and we're quiet, sometimes you can focus more on you. And you can start to think, the first thing you really need to think about is, was I really wrong in this situation? And it can be hard. And I want to say this, because I feel like somebody's going to say, well, he's really blah, 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 But when you just sit back and you listen, and I'm not saying sit back like that, no, it's you just sit back as a lady and you just listen, and you gotta have a smile on your face. You gotta be like that, because then they might think they about to go get bust over the head or something. I don't know. But when you just sit back and you just kind of and eventually he gonna realize why is I'm yelling, like, why? Okay, and his tone is gonna change, and he's gonna think, I'm too loud, I'm sorry, I apologize, right? So because normally times they're used to confrontation. So when you are non-confrontational and you're giving them something to think about, wait, hold up, let me correct myself, right? And all the while they're talking, don't think about, you can have like, well, this is how this made me feel. You can say that. I'm not saying don't say that, but also say like, well, so like inwardly you thinking like, is this my fault? Because sometimes it is, and sometimes I'm like, you know what, I do apologize, because I came off wrong. The way that I said it, the way that I worded it, it was totally wrong, and I do apologize, but this is how this made me feel when you did this, so this is why I responded like that. And I do understand that I should never have responded like that, so when you have things like that, then that makes them sit up and they're like, you know what, I was wrong too. And you come to a resolve a whole lot. That just will save, this communicational skill will save so many people, because I mean, this is in marriages and in regular relationships with friends, all this, because now you're being a reflective person, and now you're turning, the Bible says a soft answer turns away wrath. So you're turning away wrath, right? You're turning it away and you're responding softly. So it is wise of a woman. Women, we are the wisdom, right? So let's operate as it. When we operate in our feminine energy, when we're soft, we can get a man to yield. And that's something I had to learn, because I would just be going and not caring, and that would get your husband, your friend, whatever, this is not even just in a marriage. Like I said, this is a friendship, whatever. This will get that person to yield, and this person to understand that, okay, it's not a war. Obviously, it's not a war, because we're not going back and forth. We're not head to head, right? It's not a war. this will get this person to see that, okay, we're on the same page. We're together. We're just talking. We're going to come to a resolve. And I have noticed in my marriage, when I have done these things, and I'm not just saying I have done this for a week, y'all. I have been doing this like for 2 years now. 2 years. And now I see that this is how it should be. And I'm not saying I'm perfect all the time, because sometimes I roll up and I say something. But for the most part, I sit back and I chill and I allow it to happen. And I promise you, most of the time he says, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm a little too loud. Let me get this together. You know, or even if we say, let's finish this conversation later, because, you know, sometimes you just got to finish the conversation later. You don't need to keep going at it because it'll get crazy. You separate, you stop talking, you talk a few hours later, you know, however long. And then I promise you, a lot of times, if I was just sitting on that phone, I would just calm and whatever, and I didn't just say, no, you want to talk to me right now, he will come back a whole different person, and he would be apologetic. You know, he'll be reflective in that time, versus if I'm just all, you know, he's not going to be reflective. It's going to be hard for him to be reflective because he's thinking about, well, what I'm thinking about everything she just said, because we're cut off at the mouth and we can't keep popping off like that. So y'all, I really hope that blessed y'all, because that's it. But no, seriously, that is how we get a man to yield to us, through our softness, you know. And through your softness, even in confrontation, you know, in disagreements, or, you know, conversations with your husband, this will also make him want to do more for you, because you're softer, because you are wiser when you speak. This will make a man just want to spoil you and take good care of you, because a man does not want to lose a woman who is good to him, a woman who does not nag him and constantly yelling at him. A man don't want to lose that. He doesn't. A real masculine man doesn't. Now, if you were a feminine man, he like to go chat back with you too, you know. And a lot of times men operate in that energy because we operate in masculine energy, so it just happens like that. But when we sit back and operate in our feminine energy, they can operate in their masculine energy a whole lot better. And when you have that together, that is floating right, it brings so much of peace, it brings so much understanding, it brings unity, and it moves so right. Like, the relationship just moves right, y'all. Like, I'm telling y'all, it moves right. And it blesses you and it blesses others people. So, but that's all for right now, you guys. I'm so happy that you sat here and you watched this. I really hope that this bless you and encourage you to become more of a softer woman, to watch what you say, to monitor your tone, monitor the words that you use, you know. And I really hope this helps someone. And until next time, you guys, peace. Bye.